Riot accidentally did what the Valorant community has been asking for months for them to do, and that is to nerf Jett. Jett's signature dash was inadvertently slowed after the game's latest patch, and it started a firestorm of discussion online. For better or worse, the bug has been fixed, but should it have stayed? Alright y'all, before we get into the video, I gotta remind you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you're like, Liz, you look and sound different than the entire rest of this video, Tony has no idea what you're talking about, and Tony would like you to say that again to his face. Alright, Jett mains, let me be the first to say that this is a safe place for you to talk about the nerf. No one here is gonna judge you. Besides the entire comment section, but don't look down there, they think I look like FaZe Baby Bay anyway. Which again, what are you talking about? Now that we're ready, Jett was nerfed. Rather, not nerfed, but bugged accidentally, and the change acted like a nerf. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, patch 3.08 brought a little surprise to the Valorant community. Instead of Jett quickly taking out her weapon really quickly after her dash, or tailwind, when the patch dropped, it took a little longer than normal. Now this may not seem like the biggest deal, but in a case like Jett, it is the smallest changes that can make the biggest difference. When discussing KO and Skye in a recent patch, here's what Riot had to say. In some ways, even the smallest tweaks can result in big differences when it comes to the impact of flashes. They're talking about Skye and KO, and obviously Jett doesn't have flashes, thank God. But it still applies to her game-breaking ability. Especially as an entry, if Jett cannot dash into her smoke right away and fight, she's a sitting duck.
Jenny, so wait, it pulled on my dagger. I keep forgetting that thing is bugged right now. The dash. I got f***ed over because of the bug dash.
Why did they play 4-8?
If that doesn't look weird to any of you, basically how that should have gone was a quick entry and then a kill. However, with the dash being bugged, Jett, or in this case Tens, quickly dashes in and quickly dies. This was the accidental nerf that came with patch 3.08. There were actual Jett nerfs in the previous patch. They nerfed the cloudburst and the knives, but not the dash, which many players, Jett mains, insane people like, saw as the real balance issue in the agent. The dash was the linchpin for a lot of players. The accidental change, which was a bug, not a nerf, might be the best nerf we've seen in the character's history. This may not seem like a huge deal, and you may find it funny to tell Jett mains to go cry about it. You're not funny, but let's break this down. First, I'm going to let Hiko explain why Jett, in the right hands, has been such a good agent.
How is Jett going to entry like one of her main jobs? She can't be good at everything. She can't be good at entering, opping, supporting, throwing smokes, being able to have elevation changes, taking no fall damage ever, being able to block utility, being able to block flashes, being able to throw one-ways, being able to throw good entry smokes, being able to throw delay smokes, being able to throw a long smoke from a far distance, being able to smoke her feet and hide in it. She can't be good at everything. It's not fair.
As of the last 6 months, Jett is the most picked agent in the game in casual. In ranked, she is the third most picked agent behind Sage and Reyna. A bug like this is significant, not only because we had to find out the hard way that it existed, but whether we like it or not, the meta is partially defined by Jett. It changes the way you move, how your team hits a site. The dash is the single most important duelist ability in the game. However, Riot Games did not think the bug was too severe. In a tweet, Riot acknowledged the bug and said the following. Jett's weapon equip out from her dash, Tailwind, is currently longer than intended and updraft costs more than it should. These are bugs, but not severe enough, game-breaking, competitive integrity, to risk a patch redeploy, so it's possible a fix won't go out until patch 3.09. Regarding the competitive integrity part, you might have been worried about the NALCQ or Game Changers EMEA or any other competitions that would have been affected by this bug. But this is where the Valorant Champions Tour competition rules come in. Most updated one I could find for NA was Challengers Stage 2, and the section we want to look at is section 7.4. Section 7.4 brings us the rules about competitive patches. If you wonder why newer agents or newer maps don't get showcased in tournaments or championships or whatever, this is the section you want to look at. What we want to look at is section 7.4.3, additional restrictions. Additional restrictions, example, disabling certain weapons, may be added by Riot representatives at any time before or during a match if there are known bugs with any items, agents, skins, or abilities. I checked out the other rulebooks for other competitions and the wording is the same. This makes sense. You shouldn't ask your players to play with bugs that isn't keeping up with the quote competitive integrity. Specifically with the NA LCQ, Riot announced on October 7th that it would be played on patch 3.07. The bug was a part of patch 3.08. So even if it was an issue, Riot could have done something about it, going as far as to disable the agent. That would have been insane. Some pros were fine with the nerf, like 10 said in this tweet. Honestly, if they leave Jett this way, I don't mind. Seems like a decent nerf to a character who is picked almost all the time. Zabroza agreed, saying that Riot accidentally did a good nerf for Jett. Some pros, like Shazam, are doing a-okay with the nerf.
You make their own? Not up though, it's just a ulting.
1 or 2.
Calm down.
Running up showers, running up showers.
Down A.
I can res. Oh.
I'm very visible, very visible.
Suck in the.
Not up, yeah.
1 more showers maybe. Reach.
One short A, one unknown.
I think there was another one.
One enemy remaining.
What's that?
Nice.
No.
I think that Jett nerf where you dash in if you delay to pull your gun out is good. It makes the most sense. Simply because like you'll see a Jett dash for a kill, like or dash into a smoke, and there needs to be some sort of buffer for the anchor holding a site or something to like have a chance against that play.
But late on October 25th, we got a tweet from Riot saying that they went ahead and fixed the bugs. There were some immediate, strong reactions, but mostly it seems like a mix between elation to the return of the norm and just really disappointed parent-type people. That's the best way I can describe it. There was a whole lot of shouting back and forth between Jett mains. I wasn't even a part of the conversation and I felt threatened. But next time you fight, can y'all keep it down? It was really scary. Thank you so much. But now that the accidental nerf was taken away from us, it starts a conversation of whether or not this was a blessing in disguise. Jett's dash has been updated 4 times by Riot. In 1.0, Riot made it so the dash breaks Cypher's trip after being revealed. In 1.11, you could no longer dash in ropes or zip lines. In 2.01, Riot fixed Jett being able to trigger the diffuse sound while dashing. And finally, in 3.0, you could no longer break Cypher's trip while dashing. Jett's movement, specifically her dash, are her signature abilities. It's what we know her to do. Some say the accidental nerf completely ruined Jett since she now doesn't do what she was originally designed to do. If we go back and look at the cinematic trailer featuring Phoenix, her abilities are literally the climax. She spends most of her time on screen running around and dashing.
미안해서 어쩌나?
I'm sorry, no one looks at Jett and goes, ah yes, the smokes are her pinnacle. Because they're not. They help, for sure, but it's her movement that makes her. No one moves like her. So, should the nerf return? Or some version of it? Or is touching Jett anymore just unfair? Higo put forth a suggestion he thought would be a good nerf for Jett.
Who it was that said this on Twitter, but I thought it was good, where you should not be able to dash before you get a single kill. Like, it should take 2 kills to refresh your dash, but you should have to get a kill before you can dash. At least that way, you can't go stupid aggressive off the rip, because if you miss your shot, you're dead.
Personally, I think the original bug/nerf was unfair. I agree with Hiko that I think Jett should earn her dash, but once you make that happen, it isn't her signature ability anymore. So does the updraft become her signature? Personally, to me, that just feels really, really weird. Do you give her like a sort of Astra suck that can move players? Like a sort of wind tunnel? Don't kill me for using a Genshin reference, but you know when you use your glider like through those air things that move you directionally? Like that, but the enemy won't have wings. Or fun. I don't know, y'all. I'm spitballing here. I know that's literally the dumbest thing I've ever said on this channel, but would you completely change or add an ability? I'm not going to pretend to be like an armchair expert and pretend I know exactly what Riot should do. Because I don't. I don't envy Riot at all. This is an incredibly tricky spot. You have given your community a taste of a really good nerf, maybe as going as far to say fixing the agent when you didn't mean to. So, they know it's possible and they've experienced it. They liked it, even loved it. It's like giving a toddler candy for the first time. They like it, and they're gonna expect more. Did I just compare some of the Valorant community to toddlers? Yes, I did. And with the way some of you act in game, I'm being extremely nice. Anyways, agents get patched all of the time. I should know, I literally spent part of my day making an Excel spreadsheet about this. So, maybe the next patch will bring a surprise Jett nerf that works for everyone. Wouldn't you want to meet Guoba, Danny?
Meet what? Was that the bear?
Yeah. Yes. Do you...
Well, in real life, or what are we talking?
Have you not I've been calling him Guoba this entire time, Danny, do you not?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I thought you said Bogo or something.
He didn't hear that.
There are multiple different ones.